Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Let's do it all. I am Senator James Sanders Jr. I think I see the governor waving at us. Hi, Madam Governor. I'm sure she is in support of MWBE and couldn't fit into the room. I'm sure that's the issue. You're always welcome, Madam. We are here for the Minority and Women-Owned Business Enterprises Day. And as you have seen, we have outgrown ourselves. When we started, we didn't need a microphone and we had to take our own pictures. Now we have grown, but this says something good about New York State. This says that New York State, DEI is not a bad word here. It's not a bad concept. It's a great concept. It's a great concept for the Empire State. In fact, we like it so much that we're going to look at this budget to see ways of increasing the MWBE. We are glad that people have come from Buffalo, people have come from Rochester, people have come from Utica, people have come from all over, including some small town that no one has ever heard of, New York City. Very small, never heard of the place. So we are here, and I am here, of course, with one of the strongest fighters for MWBE that we have in the great state of New York, and that is James Sanders. No, I'm here with Rodneyse, who is my partner here to make sure that this happens, that we see this thing through. Since we have several speakers, we're going to keep bouncing back and forth, but let's start with this. Let's start with who helped make this happen. And why don't you do that part? I've spoken.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy MWBE Advocacy Day. My name is Assemblymember Rodneyse Bichotte Hermelyn. I'm the chair of the subcommittee of MWBE. I'm very happy to have held that title, but I do want to give a shout out to the person who actually started that subcommittee, who's not here with us today. It's Majority Leader, Assemblymember Crystal People-Stokes.
Yeah.
We love you. We thank you, Crystal, for all that you have done to pave the way here in Albany. We are gathered here today because equity, opportunity, inclusion in our economy do not happen by chance. They happen because people chose progress. They happen when communities organize like we hear today, when leaders act with courage, and when we refuse to accept systems that leave too many behind. Today, we are here to be clear. At a time when diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts are being questioned, challenged, and in some places rolled back, New York must move forward.
Absolutely.
Not backward. Equity is not a trend. Inclusion is not optional. And economic justice is not negotiable. I want to begin by thanking everyone who showed up today, all of our elected officials who we're going to be announcing, our advocates, our agency partners, our community members, our sponsors. Thank you so much for being here. And I just want to mention that over the past few years, we have seen meaningful progress of the MWBE movement. More MWBEs are certified than ever before. More businesses are participating in public contracts. More communities are beginning to see the benefit of inclusive economic growth. These wins matter, and they didn't happen by accident. They happened because people like all of you fought for them. But let's be honest about the moment we're in. Across the country, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, initiatives are under attack. Hard-fought gains are being reframed, challenged, threatened with rollback. And while the language may change, the outcome is the same. Fewer opportunities for historically excluded communities and a concentration of power and wealth in the same hands as always. And we reject that.
Absolutely.
is not about exclusion. It's about fairness. It's about correcting systems that were never neutral to begin with. It is about ensuring that talent, innovation, and hard work are not overlooked because of race, gender, or background. And when we weaken DEI, we weaken our economy. Economic justice requires intention. It requires policy that opens doors, enforcement that ensures accountability, and investment that allows businesses to grow and compete. It means reorganizing that access to capital, contracts, and opportunity is still not evenly distributed and committing to the change that reality. This is why advocacy days like today matter. We are here to affirm that progress is not something we compromise away. We are here to say that inclusion strengthens New York's economy. We are here to demand that equity remains a core value, not a bargaining chip. The work ahead of us is about protecting what we've built, pushing further. It's about expanding opportunity, not shrinking it. It's about standing firm in our belief that when MWBEs succeed, workers succeed, communities succeed, and New York succeeds. So today, we celebrate progress we've made, but we do not confuse progress with completion. We recommit ourselves to the fight for fairness, accountability, and economic justice. And we make it clear that there will be no rollback of equity on our watch. Thank you.
My, I should just say amen and go on. I'll do a very minor amen, and that is every word she said is true. And I was wrong when I thought that was the governor peeking there. I was wrong. It's actually our President Donald Trump that I saw peeking over there. I'm encouraging him to come and join us. He really needs to be over on this side. That side is a little confused, and he needs to come over here. We say that opportunity is the thing that America says that it is made of. We say that this opportunity must be good for everyone. We say that we're going to fight for equality of opportunity, right, a fair shake, everybody getting a chance at the same thing, and we will settle for nothing less. Having said that, we're going to bounce back and forth, but I'm going to call upon some of the best senators that have ever walked these halls. They should have their own pictures up here.
Why don't you announce them, and I announce this, and then you call them to speak.
Okay, I see. I have up here Senator Ramos, Senator Fernandez, Senator Martinez, and Senator Webb. And Bascom, I did, okay. So, hiding behind there. No, well, she wasn't hiding. She had the back of her colleagues. I appreciate.
We also have Senator Farrow, Assemblymember Farrow, Assemblymember Butenshawn, Assemblymember Jackson, Assemblymember Kay, Assemblymember Williams, Assemblymember Giglio, Assemblymember Septimos, Assemblymember Seawright, Assemblymember Lucas. Anybody else? Assemblymember Tapia, Assemblymember Hooks. Who else?
A lot of those guys.
Go ahead.
All right, Senator Ramos.
And then we also have a few agencies here that we'll call up. We have our Chief Diversity Officer of New York City, Michael Garner.
All right.
I believe we also have our ESD Executive Vice President, Jason Clark.
Wait a minute. Oh, yes, he is.
We have a whole host of organizations. I know the National Association of Minority Contractors are here. We know the Women Builders Council are here. The Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce is here. The National Women Business Enterprise are here. We also have the the Women's Chamber of Commerce is here.
I like it.
We have a lot of women group here today.
I like it.
We also We also have what? We have the links here in the house, okay? Links. We have the South Asian minority engineering here. Engineering groups here. And I know I'm missing a lot, but we have a whole lot of agencies, like we have DASNY here. Yeah. We have the New York City Public Schools. We have, I believe, do we have New York City Department of Transportation? Yes.
And if you don't start, we'll never
We'll
get out
never
of here.
end. We have the housing, we have HPD, we have NYCHA, we have NYPA, we have the New York Power Authority here. Call out your name if I haven't said it. What? MTA is here. Yes, we have Lourdes Zapata. We have School Construction Authority here with Gregorio Mayers and Gregory Glasgow. We have New York State DOT in the house, DASNY in the house, DCAS in the house. What else? We have Parks and Rec in the house. What? Oh yeah, we have Local 1010 Lisette in the house. Yes. All right. Now we're gonna hear from what? Yes, the potholes. Yeah, we gotta. Now we're going to hear from our legislators, and then we're going to hear a couple of legislators. We're going to hear from our Chief Diversity Officer and our Executive Vice President, and then we're going to go back to some of the legislators and some of the agencies.
All right, Senator Ramos, why don't you tell us like it is?
Tell us like it is. Hey.
Well, buenos dias, everyone.
Buenos dias.
What an incredible group, a diverse group that is truly reflective of New York State. Yeah. Congratulations, this is an excellent MWBE Advocacy Day. I'm here to say that MWBEs are not a side story in New York's economy. MWBEs are the ones who build it. They create jobs, they anchor commercial corridors, they bring life to our neighborhoods and turn family sacrifice into generational opportunity. But too many MWBEs are still forced to work twice as hard for half the chance. The biggest barrier we continue to hear about is access to capital. Yes. You can have the talent, you can have the vision, you can even have the contract opportunity and the determination. But if you cannot secure financing, lines of credit, or fair lending terms, growth is stalled before it even begins. That means businesses ready to hire cannot hire. Businesses ready to expand cannot expand. Businesses ready to compete are locked out before they even get to the starting line. If New York is serious about equity, then we must be serious about investment. That means expanding access to affordable capital, strengthening state-backed lending tools, speeding up contract payments, increasing technical assistance, and of course, making sure that MWEs can scale from startup to legacy businesses. We're not here to ask for charity. This makes economic sense. When MWBEs grow, neighborhoods grow. When MWBEs succeed, families build wealth. When MWBEs thrive, New York thrives. So I am so proud to stand with my colleagues, with all of the amazing advocates and entrepreneurs and community leaders who are here. We're gonna keep pushing until opportunity is made real, made measurable, and reachable for each and every person of color in this state. Because we may be minorities now, but we'll be the majority soon.
That's right.
A special thank you to Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie and Senate President Andrea Stewart-Cousins.
She's here? No. Okay. All right, and now we will have Assemblymember Amanda Septimo.
All right, are there MWBEs in the house? I think we can do better than that. Are there MWBEs in the house? All right, my name is Amanda Septimo, and I have the privilege of representing the Bronx here in Albany. I want to thank my mentor, my sister, my friend, Assemblymember Rodneyse Bichotte, for being a trailblazer for MWBEs all across New York. And I want to thank Senator Sanders for being the godfather of the movement, making sure that we never take a step back. Let's give him a round of applause as well. I'm going to be brief because I know there's a lot more people to speak. But what I want to say is that we talk about progress, we talk about growth, we talk about moving the ball forward, and that is true. But we also have to tell the truth, that we have goals in New York that we have not met. We say that 30% is aspirational. We say we are driving to that number. Too often, there are people who walk around this town and say we have gotten there. That is not true. You can't manipulate numbers to tell the story that you want it to. When we look at the money that this state spends, there is no denying that there is an imbalance. And there is no denying that that imbalance amounts to an injustice. We have to be serious about the fact that as Democrats, we have power. And with that power comes responsibility. We have the responsibility to tell the truth, to hold ourselves accountable, to make sure that just because somebody shares our policies, we recognize that doesn't always mean they share our values.
That's right, that's right.
If you are here, it is because you believe that MWBEs have a place in New York's prosperity. Because you recognize the reality that MWBEs open the door to communities that look like all of ours. This is a tool for equity. Right now, we have state funding being used as a tool to continue the same injustices that have plagued our state for too long. We are all here today and every day working to make sure that one day soon we will talk about progress, but we will also talk about completion. We will actually genuinely be able to celebrate the fact that we have introduced equity into state spending and that it is more than a talking point. So thank you to every single person who is here, because that reality will be realized because of the work you all do. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And then we'll do Senator himself.
Michael Gardner, the Chief Diversity Officer of the City of New York, Michael Gardner.
Thank you, Senator and Assembly Lady. Serious question, how about those Knicks? How about those Knicks? Knicks in 26. So this is a very, very special time, and we have to thank our legislative leadership for keeping MWBE in the critical path and in focus, because we understand that government has an obligation. The obligation is to spend taxpayers' money cost effectively, but also spend those dollars cost effectively and inclusively. And if there's any barriers to entry that prevents government from spending their money inclusively, we need to change state laws, change policies to ensure that we are awarding contracts in a more inclusive manner. I'll tell you, at the City of New York, we're not finished, but we awarded $6.9 billion last year in contracts to minority and women-owned business. $6.9 billion. But we are going to borrow a concept from the state that we incorporated during my time at the MTA. We're not only going to start tracking contract awards, but we're going to track payments on those awards. And so the state did it 10 years ago, and we are going to be unveiling our new MWBE information technology tracking platform known as B2G in June of 2026. is coming. And so, once again, I just want to thank our legislative officials. Talk about our Assembly lady here who lives, eat, breathe MWBE to make sure that agencies are awarding their contracts in a more inclusive manner. And the Godfather, who started this conversation in the New York City Council back during his 3 terms there by having the city of New York to issue a disparity study way back when. So thank you for your leadership, and I'll leave you with this, that the reason why we want to make sure in this administration there's 2 focuses. One is economic justice, the other is affordability. And so when you conquer affordability for MWBE firms, it's simple. You increase their revenues. The more contracts you award, the more dollars you pay, they conquer affordability, because we know and we understand that access to government contracts equals job creation in communities of color who have historically been shut out. It equals home ownership opportunities for their respective families, and it equals better educational outcomes and healthcare options for their respective families. Thank you.
Senator Fernandez. Senator Fernandez.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Do we have any MWBEs for the Bronx? Yes. And Westchester. We love you too. I'm grateful today to be with my colleagues in government, with all of you today. I thank you for showing up, for letting the press, this Capitol see you, because we are what makes New York State run. We build New York. We are pushing New York to be the best state that it needs to be, that it can be. And what's going on with the MWBE system, happy it exists, absolutely happy. But it needs to be better. We need contracts to be approved. We need more opportunity for new MWBEs. Why is it so hard for a new MWBE to get a chance to be looked at, to get that contract? We need this system to work better. We need our dollars to work more efficiently. And we need to make sure that we're constantly, unfortunately, constantly fighting for our right to work, to live, to succeed, and to thrive. Thank you to Assemblymember Bichotte and Senator Sanders for your long advocacy on this and the amazing growth that we are standing here today with so many legislators, more so even from that banner. But we know what's at stake. We know what we have to do. We need us all to stay together to make sure that the movement is strong, it continues, and that we allow New York, make New York be the thriving capital that it is. Thank you.
And now we'd like to hear from Assemblymember Rebecca C. Wright.
Well, all right.
Thank you to our 2 champions for bringing us here today, Senator Sanders and my sister Assemblywoman Rodneyse Bichotte Hermelyn, and Michael Garner in the back right here, who's a real champion. We thank you. We must improve our growth and success of our MWBE, such as 15A, improve access, remove barriers like personal net worth cap, establish in-person MWBE services hubs. Together, we can build a more equitable and inclusive economy for all. Thank you all for being here.
All right. All right. Well, it's time for the state to speak for itself. Let's hear from Jason Clark, whose title... There you go.
Great. Thank you very much, Senator. Just like everyone else, Senator, thank you for all the work that you've done on behalf of our MWBEs, and of course, our Assembly member for all the work that you do. Everything that we do with 15A, it starts because of the legislation that's put out there. And it's because of the fights that were made before us that allow us to be able to do the work that we do. As we're talking and I'm thinking about where we are today, the thing that's most important to me is that we are in the civil rights moment of our time that's here. When you think about the affirmative action decision in 2023, if you think about the efforts to be able to roll back, diversity, equity, and inclusion, when you think about just the fundamental attacks on our First Amendment, our 14th Amendment, and our due process rights out there, This has to be a time that we come together and we figure out how we're going to move our program better so that we can help all of the minority and all the women businesses that came out today, as well as the other 9,700 that are in our directory at this particular moment, at this time. And I think that's why over these last 3 years, we have been so aggressive and so proactive about being able to improve our program. Our program is not perfect. I've been in government in my entire life that's there. But there are things that we've been able to do to improve it that we should make sure that we're being mindful of so that we continue to be able to do more that's there. For example, we got rid of a backlog of almost 3,720 applications, reducing the time it takes to be able to get certified, especially for our new MWBs, by 83%, from almost 2 years to just over 2 months. We've been able to certify over the last year over 2,200 businesses. And it's not just about certification. It's about actually getting the contracts that happens there, right? And that's why I'm proud to be able to say over these last 5 years, under this governor that we have in Kathy Hochul, that we've hit the 30% MWBE goal that you can see in all the reports out there for the last 5 years, which has never been done by any other entity out there. But the other part about it, what I am most proud of, is with all the challenges, all the noise, everything that we've been seeing happen on the federal level, that in this past year, we had the most successful year. We're over $3.3 billion, not in awards, but as Michael was saying, in actual spend, went to MWBEs, the most in the 37-year history of the program that's there. And that result is in over $15 billion since Governor Hochul has taken office that's there. The fact of the matter is that we are at a discovery moment that's here, where we got to figure out ways that we could continue to be able to improve our programs, continue to help our MWBEs grow, and continue to be able to make sure that they have the access to capital. So I'll just say on the point of the state that we value the contributions that our minority and women businesses give. We value all the data and the research out there that show that our minority and women businesses help with job creation, helps with tax revenue, help with innovation that's out there. But most importantly, we value the creating a vibrant and dynamic ecosystem that all of you help with that. So thank you very much for your work, and let's do some more. All right.
Senator Webb, Senator Webb.
Good afternoon, everyone. I chair women's issues in the Senate. I'm also a proud member of our MWBE in the Senate. 3 things come to mind in thinking about today's Advocacy Day, and most certainly the timing of it is most certainly intentional. I want to thank my colleague, Senator Sanders, and of course, my dear friend and soror, Assemblymember Rodneyse Bichotte Hermelyn, for continuing to create this space for Advocacy Day. I know we've been paying attention to the news, and we continue to see programs like MWBE and other programs that center the voices of those who are historically marginalized constantly coming under attack. And most certainly in the recent weeks, with the most recent executive order with regards to the SBA program, again, these are policies that are being taken off of the table, which were intended to create equity in a system that was never designed to center those who are historically marginalized. But despite all of that, New York continued to make investments. And so my very message for everyone today is that we have to continue building awareness about not only the policies that are impacting our ability for supporting our small businesses, specifically our MWBEs, but we also have to continue to work as a legislature to make sure people are aware that the MWBE program actually exists, that there are opportunities for you as an aspiring business owner, as a current business owner, someone who's been in business for decades, that the state MWBE program is an opportunity for you to get more access to contracts. It's also important that we create even more transparency, so in the case that you do apply for certification, that you're given more guidance on how you can improve your application so that you can get access. The second piece I want to lift up, and that is with respect to access. So I talked about awareness. Access is so important. We hear all the time when looking at contracts, things like good faith effort,
maybe it's just only me that's heard that. When it comes to MWBE contracting, most certainly having access to capital. As the chair of women's issues, I hear this all the time, that MWBEs are put under a very different criteria for consideration. So words or adjectives like risk, it's more riskier, or let alone your credit. And when you don't have access to capital, even when you have the great talent and the drive, those are key things that are working against you when you are seeking traditional funding. And that becomes even more disparaging when you are an MWBE, that instead of being considered as an opportunity or looked at through a growth mindset, it is often one that's associated with risk and unpredictability. And so that takes me to the last piece, and that's action. We are here today collectively saying we are here standing strong, shoulder to shoulder, to demand action for this important program, that we have to keep investing in it. Despite the very clear and intentional attack on programs like this, New York continues and must continue to be a leader in this space. We have some of the highest MWBE utilization rates in the country, and yet we know our work is not done. We have much more work to do, and I'm proud to stand alongside all of you today to not only lift up why MWBEs are the backbone of our communities, whether you are in a rural part of the state or urban, it does not matter. What does matter is what we do here in this Capitol, and I look forward to us continuing to support our MWBEs. Congratulations, and happy Advocacy Day. On the Assembly side, I'd like to acknowledge, I see Assemblymember Noah Burrows here, Assemblymember John Zaccaro. John Zaccaro's here. And also we have Assemblymember Al Taylor in the house. We also have Assemblymember Nader Sayed in the house. And now from the Assembly side, do we have, is Jody here? Assemblymember Jody? Did she live? Okay. And now we'll have Assemblymember Burrows to come and say a few words.
All right.
Thank you. Mostly here in support, but I want to say that I do support my colleagues on the Senate and the Assembly side. And as my colleague from the Senate, Leah Webb, did state, MWBEs are the backbone of every single one of our communities. And so to see them underfunded, to see these businesses, every single application process be delayed, every single funding opportunity be delayed. These are the things that we're here to fight against. And so I'm always here to support that. And that's the best of it. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. We also had Senators Baskin and who else was there? Martinez were here, but they of course had to go to. We are in session right now. I'm playing hooky so I can be with you.
Now we'd like to hear from Nayan Parikh from National Association of Minority Contractors.
Good afternoon. On behalf of National Association of Minority Contractors, I would like to say thank you to Assemblymember Rodneyse Bichotte Hermelyn, known as the mother of MWB, and Mr. Sanders, father of MWB. National Association, yes. So NAMC is a 60-year-old organization in the country. Here in New York Tri-State, we have more than 250 members, and we always appreciate this leadership of all elected officials, especially Mr. Garner and Mr. Jason Clark, and we'll continue to fight this. And I, once again, thank you so much for everyone to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. We would now like to hear from the School Construction Authority. SCA. Yeah, SCA. I know we have several people. I don't know if Gregorio Mayers or Gregory Glasgow.
All the way with SCA.
Okay.
Don't be shy, SCA.
Don't be shy.
There's money to be made.
After that, we'd like to hear from MTA and then some of the organizations and some of the electeds.
I'll speak for SCA if you want. Yeah.
All right. While they're coming down, they're not here? Okay. Okay. While they're coming down, can we hear from MTA?
All right.
Is Lourdes Zapata? Lourdes Zapata?
Going your way.
Okay, Lourdes Zapata. Is she here?
I guess she had to take a train.
Okay. We'd like to hear from the National Women Business Organizations along with WBC and the Women Chamber of Commerce.
I like it.
Yes, let's hear from them.
You all want me to speak for the women too?
Meanwhile, we have an elected, John Sakaro. Come on. Come and say a few words.
It's never a bad day not to be the guy they point to when no one else shows up, right? But the significance of that moment is important today because I'm here standing behind two of my colleagues who have been champions on this issue for a very long time. And while today we gather here to celebrate, we also are here to advocate for what we all have defined as the vibrant tapestry of minority and women-owned businesses that are indeed the backbone of our economy here in the state of New York. I hail from a place called the Boogie Down Bronx. And I am proud and have a privilege of representing a district that is home to countless of entrepreneurs who embody resilience, creativity, and innovation. These business owners are not just contributors to our economy, they are pivotal in shaping our communities and providing jobs and enhancing the cultural fabric of all of our neighborhoods. And so today I'm here just to stand along my colleagues and all of the advocates and all of you business owners today to say that we must continue to advocate for policies that ensure fair access to contracts. We must continue to advocate for policies that support programs that build capacity and that foster an environment where every entrepreneur, regardless of your background, has the opportunity to succeed. And so together we are here to champion those initiatives that empower MBEs, WMBEs. And because when we know that when you all succeed, we all succeed. And we'll continue to strive to that. Thank you guys so much, and God bless you all.
Assemblymember Lorinda Hooks.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. MWBEs are not a side conversation in New York's economy. They are New York's economy. When we invest in them, we invest in jobs, families, and the future of our communities. As the Assembly member for District 35, representing Corona, East Elmhurst, Jackson Heights, Left Rack City, Rego Park, and Forest Hills, I represent one of the most diverse districts in the country and home to many minority and women-owned businesses. The truth is simple. MWBEs need a fair shot to compete, and right now the playing field is not level. For many entrepreneurs, a state or city contract isn't a luxury. It's the difference between hiring 3 workers or laying off 5, between expanding to a second location or shutting the first one down. MWBE policy is not a handout. It's an economic growth tool that allows our small businesses to open, hire, and grow right here in New York State. In communities like District 35, when our MWBEs thrive, entire commercial corridors come back to life. When they're locked out, we lose jobs, we lose tax base, and we lose the character of our neighborhoods. Barriers to certification, access to capital, and contract awards don't just hurt business owners, they weaken our economy. They create jobs, revitalize. Our MWB owners are not outsiders to our economy, they are builders of it. They create jobs, revitalize commercial areas, and keep our neighborhoods thriving. That's why we fought for and won real progress this past year in the budget and in legislation. But progress is a foundation. It is not the finish line. So today we are calling on our partners at every level of government to keep removing barriers, keep expanding opportunity, and ensure the doors stay open for businesses that help keep New York State moving. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Chris Basha from WBC.
Well, come on, we're gonna.
Oh, okay. So we have Chris Basha from the Women's Builders Council, and then we're going to hear from Greg Gasco from the School Construction Authority.
Shout out to Tony Gaddy from the Upstate Black Chamber of Commerce.
Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Basha, and I'm the president of Women Builders Council. I would like to thank the grandfather of WBE and the mother of WBE.
Wait a minute. How did I end up the grandfather? She's the mother. It's all right.
Okay, the godfather. Because without them, we would not all be standing here. Women Builders Council was started 20 plus years ago by 5 women in New York who decided they had enough. They formed an organization that would fight for equity for women and those who are underrepresented in the building industry in New York City. Since then, we have grown to over 200 members. We have multiple events that help act, inspire, and motivate women and those that are underrepresented in New York. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. And now Gregory Gasco from the SCA.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say that the New York City School Construction Authority is open for business. We support the work of MWBEs. We have the oldest mentor program, which started in 1993, and we also make sure that opportunities are there for all MWBEs in professional services and in other areas. So we are open, and just look at our website and get opportunities. Thank you.
And we also now have the Women's Chamber of Commerce.
All right.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angelina Ramirez from the Amblin Group. Unfortunately, Kenya Abreu couldn't be here today. She wasn't feeling well. But today we have a huge cohort from the Women's Chamber, certified businesses. What? I'm here. I am a co-facilitator for Contract Her, a unique program that Kenya actually created that I also co-facilitate with my beautiful partner in crime, Keisha, right there. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. We're really excited to be here today for Advocacy Day. And, you know, we're here representing women. We're here representing New York, and more power to MWBEs. Thank you.
Since we're talking about women, we also have the National Women Organization here. Are you coming, Sherry? No? Okay.
All right. Greetings. I've been called many things. I noticed that she was called the mother, but I was called the grandfather. It's a proud thing. It is a proud thing that I have. I accept them all. I've been called worse things in this place. But I have, what? President Trump? No, I can't. No. Come and join us. I do want to hear from the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you to our chair, Assemblymember Rodneyse, Bichotte Hermelyn, and our co-sponsor, Senator James Sanders. I'm Camille Hastic, VP of External Affairs and Government Relations at the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce. We are excited to be here. We brought also a small delegation with us of some of our business partners who are here advocating. We've been in some of the Assembly members' offices, and we're definitely advocating for some of those policies and legislative issues brought by the city, the state, and MTA priorities, and we look to continue to advocate. Every year we come back for more, and we're gonna continue to make noise until we get to where we need to be. Thank you.
We are not only civic strong, we are not only women strong, we are not only MWBE strong, we are also union strong. We have many unions that support us, and we support many unions. And have one of them come. Union Local 1010 is here. I like it.
Local 1010.
All right. I guess they had to go take a job or something. Money to be made, money to be made. My friends, we obviously could go on, and if you leave it up to me, I will call every single individual up here. However, my friend here said not for me not to do that. Oh, the Chief Diversity Officer of DASNY, you were the one telling me no? Oh, my. But that's all right.
Is Carrie here? No. Okay.
All right. So under those conditions, my friends, we have more lobbying to do. We came here to make sure that these folk understand that we are the advocates of a greater movement, a movement for equality, economic opportunity, and all of those things. And we will not stop until we get there. We will gather each year in greater numbers. We're going to have to make these steps higher. We'll do whatever we need to do. Maybe we'll have to be all around this building. Whatever it takes until these folk understand that we want in. Then, and on when we speak of America and the greatness of America, we want to be part of that. We have fought hard, and we've taken many buses to get here, but we're not finished. We're just starting.